What is going on, all you guys and gals? You guys are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk right here in the new station, 1320 AM, WARA, and we just lost the call. We have a call back, but as real quick, I'm your host. My name is TJ Albin, alongside with the rest of the 4 Deep Sports Talk cast. I am here with the Marshfield Hurricanes, and real quick, I'm just going to take this call. Let me grab that for you. Hold on. So we got, hello, caller.
Yes, hello. This is Coach Fassetti.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Coach? So we have the Marshfield Hurricanes in the studio. So we have, bear with me, we got Sean Blanchard, who is the GM of the Hurricanes. Yep. Bear with me. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name.
No, it's awesome.
Awesome. And then we have Connor McDermott. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Perfectly fine out there.
Just making sure. I got to make sure. Trust me. It's a whole hour. I got to make sure I make everything okay. But so first off, let's get to know you guys. Sure. Tell us a little bit about you guys.
I'm Sean Blanchard. I went to Cardinal Spellman High School, and I graduated from Ithaca College in 2017. Been working a couple of jobs here and there, and then I got the opportunity to work for this team, and I couldn't pass it up. It's a dream come true to work for a football organization, and I've known John Fassetti for a long time, and I'm excited to work for him.
Awesome. All right, how about you, Connor?
So I'm Connor McDermott. I grew up in East Bridgewater, went to East Bridgewater High, played at East Bridgewater under Sean Toppy. From there, I went to Springfield College. Unfortunately, my playing days at Springfield ended because I separated my shoulder and ended up tearing a labrum in my shoulder. So I ended up leaving Springfield, went to Bridgewater. Didn't make the team at Bridgewater, but wanted to fight my way back. Went to spring ball for Bridgewater. Then that following fall, I just wasn't happy, didn't want to play anymore. Kind of decided to retire from there. Luckily, I had a coaching job open up at East Bridgewater. Sean Toppy was able to sit there and have me on staff. And I think probably about a year into coaching, I just said, well, I might as well get back into playing football again, and here I am today.
Good for you, man. And we also have Coach on the line. Coach, if you want to introduce yourself to the live audience.
Yes, hey, this is Coach Fassetti. I've been in semi-pro football since 2003. I used to play for a team out of Plymouth, the South Shore Outlaws. Ended up coaching after getting injured and playing. Found out I was a better coach than I was a player. I coached at Boston College High School, Plymouth North, and Cardinal Spellman, where I met Sean, and started the Marshfield Hurricanes in 2016, and it's been a pleasure to have the guys, and hopefully we can get some big things going on for the season.
Awesome. So to kind of go into, so that way if no one knows, where can we locate you guys, obviously?
Sure. You can find us on a bunch of different places. So we're pretty much on any social media platform. You can find us on Facebook, Marshfield Hurricanes. You can find us on Twitter. I think it's at Marshfield Hurricanes also. We have Instagram too. And obviously we have a website, and that is marshfieldhurricanes.com. And if you ever want to get in contact, any volunteer opportunities, you're looking to get back into the game, you can contact me. I'm always on the Facebook page, or we can reach out by email. My email for the team is Sean, SEAN, Blanchard@marshfieldhurricanes.com.
Awesome. So to kind of go over the Marshfield Hurricanes, you guys, from what Coach had just said, correct me if I'm wrong, 2016 is when you guys started.
Yep.
So take us back when it first started, the program first started for you guys.
Absolutely. So,
I just have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm first time meeting you
Sure.
and everything. Tell everybody what the Marshfield Hurricanes do.
absolutely.
Because they're thinking soccer, is this
that's true.
basketball? What is this?
All right, that's it. I'm done for the day.
All right. We're signing off now. I'll get into that. So we're a semi-professional football organization.
Awesome.
We play our home games at Marshfield High School. It's a great facility. I'm glad they have us. And we are a non-profit organization, and we like to do a lot for the community. So for our first home game, which was the past week, we played Granite State Destroyers out of New Hampshire, and we partnered with the Boys and Girls Club in Marshfield. And $2 of every ticket went to the Boys and Girls Club, and we were able to donate almost $300 to them. So they were gracious enough to accept that and have us be a part of their team also. We have future opportunities for volunteering and charitable events. We're hoping we can do a food drive at not this home game, but the next one, which will be July 20th against the Boston Panthers. So that's something we're looking to get into, a lot more community stuff. And I think it's great as a nonprofit, and I think it's important for the community to be involved, and vice versa for us. So
awesome.
So tell us more about the team.
Okay, now we get into the team.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Mark, do you want to say anything? Or?
Yeah, I'll jump.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Coach.
On the team.
What was yours?
So, I know you guys asked like how did it start and everything. Well, the first year was very bad. We went 1-9. We're trying to build a program. It was hard to really find our identity and get a good mix of guys. And it's always hard to build something from scratch. And what we did is we found a really good, solid foundation that year, and we built upon it. And then the second year was more of like, all right, let's get this thing rolling a little bit better. We actually finished the season 6-4, which wasn't great, but we ended up making the championship game. And we lost the championship game to Connecticut Mustangs, but now we had something to really build upon, and something that we had that winning tradition, which is great because we've had some players on the team that played and they never really won anything before, and they're like, this is amazing, like we're actually winning again. So we're winning, and it's like, this feels great. So they have that winning mentality, and it just kind of kept that momentum going on. It's hard to really build the community awareness the first couple of years. I think this is going into our fourth season now, where I think it's going to be something we're going to grow as when you hear about football in Marshfield, we're going to be known. And that's one thing, that's our goal. Like, we're trying to help out the community with the youth, try to help out with, like last winter we did a hurricane holiday, which we supported families that couldn't really afford a holiday with their family, so we ended up purchasing gifts for the children that they had. It's just like little things like that we're trying to do to make a difference in the community and hopefully help out and just give back to as much as we can.
That's really awesome to hear that you guys really do give back.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome to hear. To kind of go into something about like the football team. Originally, were you guys always originated in Marshfield, or where did it start off? Where did it all begin?
No, so the team originated in Plymouth. They were the Plymouth Rocks. I think John can elaborate on this, but I think they split time between Plymouth and Marshfield facilities, their fields. Is that true, John?
Yeah, so we would start out trying to bring back the old Plymouth Rock team, and it was tough. It was a lot more difficult trying to do what our vision was in Plymouth when there's a guy, we had Ned Bangs, who was in Marshfield, where Plymouth only gave us a couple home games, and then Ned kind of came up to me and said, listen, why don't you guys just stay in Marshfield? Like, we played a couple games in Marshfield, and he was like, why don't you guys stay here? I can see it being really great for the community. Had like a really big vision, and he kind of like shared the same vision I had. And I was like, and Marshfield is an unbelievable football town, and I was like, I'd rather be in Marshfield than Plymouth. And we made that move right away. I didn't even think twice about it, where they kind of accepted us and with open arms, and that was great for us as a team, because you hear about the big programs that are out there in the semi-pro world, and we want to be synonymous with those big programs. And so, like, when you talk about the best programs in New England, like the Middleborough Cobras, the Taunton Gladiators, the Marlboro Shamrocks, we want to be rolled into that on the same sentence where they just know us by name, and that's like our goal overall. And Marshfield has a place for us to do that. Community loves it. It's a great reception with the community, and that's kind of how we landed here.
So, Coach, actually, kind of going over to you. Where did your football journey begin, if you don't mind me asking?
So I started when I was a little kid playing Pop Warner, but
Okay.
I did that my semi-pro career. So I went to Silver Lake. I played for the Silver Lake. I think we were Lakers back in the Pop Warner days, and then they changed over to Warriors or something like that. I forget what it was, but long time ago, my old age, I forget what happened. But I played there, played for Silver Lake High School. I never played in college, but I ended up playing with the South Shore Outlaws in 2003, and I loved it. I instantly fell in love with playing semi-pro football. I have met most of my best friends from the game. It's a real good camaraderie and family. So I went with the Outlaws. I ended up getting hurt. Ended up coaching in 2007. I ended up coaching with the Outlaws. Then I ended up starting and creating in 2009 the Taunton Gladiators, who are now my second year with that team. We ended up winning a championship. And then I got married. Life happened. I had to kind of give it up a little bit because when you get married and have children, things change. So I ended up, missing the game a lot. And some of my friends talked about coming back to the sport. So I ended up signing with Plymouth Rocks, which we were now the Marshfield Hurricanes. So that's kind of how this all happened. Hopefully that answered your question.
No, that definitely did, and I'm glad you went into full detail about that because it's all about where you began. In this case, for some it's Pop Warner, some of them it's high school. For others, they're sitting at a Pats game, trying to be like Tom Brady one day. But we are actually going to be taking our first break in just a few seconds. But you guys, Coach, do you think you could stay on with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good. Yep.
All right, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put you on a brief hold. But you guys are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk right here in the new station, 1320 AM WARA. If you haven't already, if you're a dummy, if you haven't, go watch us on YouTube Live. You guys can actually watch. You guys can put questions up. Give us a call at 508-222-1320. We are highlighting the Marshfield Hurricanes. This is their fourth season with in Marshfield. But we will be back with more right after this.
Sports Talk production is brought to you in part by Mediterranean Bar and Grill of Taunton. Visit them at medbarandgrill.com. By Soares Pumping, simply the best at what they do. Visit them at soarespumping.com. And by Physical Therapy U. Visit them at ptuclinic.com.
When you need your business to reach your target audience, let us help you get back into the game.
We do college recruiting CDs covering Little League Baseball and high school sporting events. We get it done right.
Of the game, the Trojans 60.
Savior 1-3 for bowling. Hits! Shoot, scores! McCormick scores again on the rebound.
Hey guys, welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk here at the news station, 1320 AM WARA. This is Catherine Conley, aka KC, with the rest of the 4 Deep Sports Talk crew. We are highlighting the general manager and the player of the Marshfield Hurricanes, Sean Blanchard and Connor McDermott. So
Connor, I just want to apologize beforehand. Putting the live mic. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm not worried.
Oops.
So let's dive into the season. You guys are 2-0 on the season.
Yes.
Your schedule, from what I was looking at, is actually a pretty unique schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Take us through the divisions. Take us through your division.
Okay, sure. We'll talk about the North Division, the division that we are in. It's a good division. It's gotten a lot better this year with the addition of Granite State Destroyers. They're an awesome team. We just played them last week. It was a tough game. Came down to the end. They have a great defense, great running game. Similar to us, they have two very good quarterbacks, so they use them both during the game. And, I was not shocked. I was surprised by how well we played on defense. Offense, there's a lot to do. Maybe you can talk about the defense?
Yeah, defense, we actually did really well. I definitely have to give a shout out to the linebacker core, aka the Doughboys. Yeah, we it was tough, like being out there. Their running back, he's a very shifty power back type guy, but it was one of those our up front guys, the guy who's always in the trenches, the linemen. Those guys gave the big push, and we needed them to step up their game, and they absolutely did it on defense.
Now we still have Coach on the line. Coach, you're still there with us?
I am. Yep.
All right, awesome. So let me get your thoughts on this year's team for the Hurricanes.
The best part about it is I feel like everybody's bought into the team concept and they really understand what we're trying to accomplish together. That makes me extremely happy, especially in this level where there's a lot of players that, they want to play for themselves a lot of times. You see that, and it's cool. Like, it's fine to do that, but these guys play for each other, and that is awesome to see overall. So I'm very happy about that. I think we have a lot of depth at every position, and there's guys that are used to playing every single down and being like the feature guy on the team that they used to play for. But in here, they come in and they just do what's asked for them, and it's really the unselfishness of the players right now is great. If we can keep doing that throughout the season, I see it being a very successful season.
And basically going off of what Coach just said, like he said, guys being like they started and all that. So before the Marshfield Hurricanes, I was on the South Shore Chiefs, and I was the starting linebacker. I'd sat there, was one of their guys, like was the go-to. But unfortunately, with the third year coming up, when I actually came over here last year to the Marshfield Hurricanes, the Chiefs ended up folding, sadly. I mean, Steve Santacroce, I can't specify enough. He's such a great guy, and it sucks to see that they folded. But I came over thinking, all right, I'm going to try to start and all that. And then when I started talking to Vassetti, I bought into the system that, hey, I'm going to be a team guy. I'm here to do my job. Put me where you want me to put me. And that's it. I'll be more of a team guy and all that, and just put me where you want me to go.
Connor, that's actually an awesome mentality, like coming from – you've been playing since you were young, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
All right. Let me ask all three of you, coming into this season, what was your mindset? What was the main goal for you guys?
I think we can all say the same thing. Championship.
Yeah.
Last 2 years we've been in the game. Haven't gotten all the way yet, but this year we feel good about the team, and as long as we're there, it's all we can ask for.
Awesome.
And especially with so they lost, like Coach was saying earlier. They lost to the Mustangs the first year that they were in the ECFL, and then of course last year when I came on, it was I think Coach, tell me if I'm wrong with this, but almost basically the first quarter, they were on top of us right from the get-go, but we hung on. They sat there. I think they scored twice, and then the Mustangs scored, and then we just tried to hold on as much as possible. And me being a new guy, knowing that we came this close from actually winning a ring, and guys who have been on the team longer than I have been now twice this close. So it's definitely this year. I'm, like I said, trying to be a team guy. Put me where it put me, and let's go get this ring.
It's itching at you. It's like
It's right
there. So, Coach, how about you? Coach?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
There we go.
There we go.
I was on mute. I had you on mute, so I don't hear myself.
No, it's all good. So, when I was asking them, what was your mindset going into the season?
To me, it's the mindset as the going into the season is championship, but you can't just think about that initially. You have to focus on that one game at a time mentality. So, I set up goals for the team, and the first goal is to win our division. Once we win our division, focus on getting a home game for the playoffs. That's our first goal, and then incremental goal eventually is to win the championship. And to me, I feel that this is probably the most talented team I've been around that I've coached, and it's something that I think we can do. But it all comes down to the players being, like I said, being unselfish like they are, and executing and being at practice and just really getting them focused and getting them stay focused on that goal and task at hand.
Now, who would you say is your tough, like looking at your schedule, looking at your bracket, like looking at the division altogether, who would you say is your top focus?
So for division, we have a game tonight against the Mass Phoenix. That's the team that we played last year in the conference championship game. So they're a really good team, really well coached, disciplined. Same as the Destroyers were last week. They're new to the league, so it's good to get a feel of how they were. But the Mass Phoenix beat us last year 30-20 in the regular season. And this year I want to make sure that result does not happen. And they're a really good team. They have a lot of talent, like I said, a lot of depth as well. And it's going to be, to me, those teams are the top in the division. We also rounded off with the Boston Panthers, who have a lot of young talent, a lot of young depth. We beat them the first game of the season, so I'm a little bit more comfortable if we happen to play them again. And then you got the Maine Wolverines, who've been they're a decent team as well. They've been, have a few wins this year. They have a really good quarterback and some really good players on that team too. But I think the top two teams we focus on, obviously Mass Phoenix, and we play them tonight, and that's the number one team we have to beat, in my opinion, right now. And then we also play the other team, other conference I meant would be the Cowboys of Rhode Island. That's a team that we actually beat in a nail-biter last year. Last play of the game, we hit a pass for, I think it was like a 45, 50-yard touchdown pass at the end of the game to win the game. So it's going to be some really good football coming up, really tough games coming up, and I hope we can just stay focused and win them.
Now, would you guys all say you guys are kind of in agreement to where we're looking at for the season for you guys, like for division wise and the main focus?
Yes. So,
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Sean.
No. So the Mass Phoenix, they're a great team. What's great about them is they offer a little bit different offensively. Whereas a lot of teams they're great at running the ball, but this team they can run the ball, but they can also pass it. And what makes them so special is they have a lot of receivers who are very, very tall. So they have 2 or 3 receivers that are over 6 feet. I think 2 of them might even be like 6'3", 6'4". Okay. So that presents itself a different challenge than you see from other teams that predominantly run the ball. This is a team that can shoot you out, and they're definitely going to throw the ball a lot. And the same with the Cowboys. They're a team we'll face later in the season that is very good at the deep ball. And they have an amazing receiver and quarterback that have been together for a few years now. And they're a team that's scary. They're a great offensive team, well coached, and we're excited to play them. Obviously, we have Mass Phoenix today. We'll take it one game at a time, but that's where we're at.
So tonight's game, from what I'm looking at online, battle of the unbeaten.
Yes,
that's actually a great,
great marketing, right?
Exactly. So. Let's go through the lineup. Who you have starting tonight versus them?
Offensively?
Offensive, yes.
Sure. So last week we had 2 quarterbacks. We had Flacco Relaford. He started at quarterback in the first half, and he did very well. I think he was 2 of 3 passing, and he had a couple of huge runs for the team, which were big. I think he scored the first touchdown of the game also. We have another great quarterback, Mark Reel. He's been with the team for a few years. I think since they've been the Plymouth Rocks. He's a great guy, great leader. So we like to use both quarterbacks. So
awesome. All right, what about from the defensive end?
So from the defensive end, we do have a lot of rotation going in. So guys who do start, it's your start, but you need to get fresh guys in. As far as I was told, I do believe for the linebackers, it doesn't really matter who starts, but definitely I think they're trying to go with Jocko
DeVoe?
Yeah. I always forget Jocko's last name. Jocko DeVoe, and then Marquise Rhodes at middle linebacker, and then possibly me at the other outside
linebacker.
There we
go.
So.
Awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to be, just a few seconds, we're going to be taking our second break.
Sure.
Coach, would you want to stay on with us, or you got to get going?
Yeah, I can stay on until another probably 20 minutes. So.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. So we're going to be taking our next break. When we come back, we're going to have KC and the sportsmaster and Justin Ferreira going over the scores from last week's divisional games. We'll also have Gabby bring it back in the show. So this is going to be your first time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Well, good
First
luck.
time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say. But you guys are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk right here in the new station, 1320 AM WARA. You can also catch us on YouTube Live. If you haven't already gone to the YouTube page and watching it, you're a dummy, but it's okay. You guys can also listen right here on 1320 AM. We are highlighting the Hurricanes here in the studio. We have Coach on the line. We have Sean Blanchard here in studio, as well as number 44 for the Hurricanes, Connor McDermott. And we will be back with more right after this.
Deep Sports Talk production is brought to you in part by Mediterranean Bar and Grill of Taunton. Visit them at medbarandgrill.com. By Soares Pumping, simply the best at what they do. Visit them at soarespumping.com. And by Physical Therapy U. Visit them at ptuclinic.com.
Need your business to reach your target audience? Let us help you get back into the game.
We do college recruiting CDs covering Little League Baseball and high school sporting events. We get it done right.
Of the game, the Trojans 60.
Xavier 1-3 for bowling. Hits. Puckett shoots, scores! McCormick scores again on the rebound.
Hi, this is Gabby, and you're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk right here on 1320 AM radio, and you can call us in at 508-222-1320. And here comes Justin and KC with the scores.
Thank you, Gabby. All right, now we're gonna go over some of the what we covered last week, and I'm gonna start out with the baseball division. So baseball division 1, Taunton's 6, Attleboro 1. Baseball division 2, Hawkinton 7, Westwood 4. The third in baseball division 3, Medway 1, Ashland 0. In baseball division 4, St. John Paul 8, Abington 6. And in the softball division 1, Bridgewater 4, Bishop 0. In softball division 2, Norton 10, Fairhaven 1. And in the last softball division 3, Hopendale 3, Middlebury 1.
All right, now over to KC.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, TJ. It's Catherine Conley here, a.k.a. KC. And I got the scores from boys tennis and girls tennis. First up, we got the boys tennis in Division 1. Brookline over Newton North 5-0. In the Division 2, boys tennis, Walpole over Hopkinton 3-2. In the Division 3 boys tennis, Martha's Vineyard over Dover Sherborne 3-2. And moving on to girls tennis in the Division 1, Wellesley over Sharon 3-2. In Division 2 for girls tennis, Martha's Vineyard over Dover Sherborne 3-2. And last but not least, Cohasset over Ursuline 3-2.
Awesome job, guys. Just for that, we're ending today at 1. That's it.
No, great job, Gabby.
Awesome
great
job, guys. Awesome
Thank
job,
you.
Gabby, bringing it in. Guys,
Thank
awesome with
you.
the scores.
So I got a question for you guys.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys do before every practice and game to get ready, pumped up,
So I guess that's a direct towards
You
me.
got it.
So with me, for getting ready for a game, I absolutely, because to elaborate a little bit more, I have guys who play semi-pro, they do have a day job. My day job is I'm a dispatcher for the East Bridgewater Police Station. So usually before games, I'll work Friday morning, so that I'm usually on like a weird schedule. So usually before games, I like to take a nap, get my mind set, of course. But definitely right before, like when you get there, like when I get to the field, it's try to be loose. You know, you put the headphones on, you tune everyone out, you make sure that your mind's set. I'm also one of those guys where, like, I love the guys who do the rah-rah, like that's good. I'm one of those guys that I don't do that, like, so I like being in the zone. I'm locked and loaded. That's just who I am. And I just like to be cool, calm, and collected the whole process. Just so right when kickoff comes in, that's what it all comes out to.
Now, are you superstitious at all? Do you have to wear the same pair of socks or anything like that?
Absolutely. I wear the exact same 2 pairs of socks for every game.
I love it.
Do you really?
Yep.
Do you wash your jerseys? Come on.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you
all
got
right,
it.
all right. Thank you.
Should
Thank you.
always wash what you do.
Trust me, I know there's some guys out there, they go, no, I don't wash the jersey until like the end of the season. I'm not one of those guys. I like to be clean. I'm probably one of the first guys that, like, once when I go home after, like, work or go home after a game, I literally have to hop in the shower before anything. So I'm definitely...
So what's the concept of playing against an opponent?
So you got to prepare. It's all about preparation. You know, we watch a lot of game film. We go over what we think they're going to do in practice. And, you know, we just try to execute as best as we can.
All right, what about for you, Coach? Same thing, because you still have Coach on the air, hopefully. Hopefully still there.
Yeah, still here.
Can't get rid of him.
I wear the same socks too. No, just,
I wear the same underwear too.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, hey, the preparation for me as a coach, I like to think we have a really good coaching staff. We have 11 total coaches on our staff, which is probably the most in any semi-pro team, definitely in New England. And they all contribute. We break down film. I go to the extent where I want to know what down it is, what hash mark the ball is on, what's the distance, what plays they're running, I want to know their tendencies, because every coach has a tendency, and they will use it, and that's what I think separates the good teams, knowing and being prepared for when that situation comes. They're prepared for that situation, and us as coaches, we have to relay that to the players. And that's how we prepare. I mean, to me and to the coaches, especially like Coach Holmes, our defense coordinator, and Coach O'Donnell, our offense coordinator, and then the other coaches. Like we all have a position that we break down, and we know, so we can be ready to really attack what they're going to give us and know what they're going to do before they do it. And if you're just prepared for it, I think it's what gets us that slight edge where we might always have the most talented team, but we play together and we're prepared as a team. I think that's why we've gotten this winning culture in Marshfield.
Awesome. Gabby, did you have any? I know you have a lot of questions written down over there.
Yeah.
Come on.
What is the experience level of most of your players?
I can speak to that a little bit, then John can expand. So it varies. There's a lot of guys, this is their first time playing, some high school, but we also have Division I athletes. We have some guys that play Division I. University of Buffalo was one of them. Florida International University. I know we got a couple of Stonehill grads too who played on the team, so all over the place.
From what is it? Never mind.
John, do you want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, the players that we have, they come from, we have players that first year playing football, and then we have players who never played of just some high school experience. So they're all different sorts of walks of life. Where we have Division I athletes, such as, the player played at FIU, Chris Horn. We have him, who's a really, really great player for us. We have players that played at community college and then Division III football. So it's all, and it doesn't matter if you played football for 1 year or if you played it for 10. It's the fact that you're coming here being treated, you can be coached the same way as that, and you come into this brotherhood, and we just want to try to make everybody, just we don't make them better and have like a great year. So, but yeah, the talent level, we get them from all over the place, and it's the hardest part of running a team is trying to recruit and getting good, solid players, and that's the part that myself and the other coaches do in the off season but we do this, all year round. Where, to me, it's an all year round job, and it's really, it's good to see it pay off when you get the guys that you get the players that we expect to come in, and we get them, and it's great feeling.
Yeah. How do you recruit most of your players?
Ever since this new thing called social media came out, we do a lot through Facebook and Instagram. I think the other thing is we do now. I just found out what Instagram is. We post pictures.
So you guys on the InstaFace? All right,
Yeah,
just
the
making
Instaface,
sure.
yeah.
InstaFace, my tweets and stuff like that. We're all that stuff. Just utilizing that, getting it out there. The biggest part is going and meeting local high school coaches because a lot of players, they think their senior year, if they're not going to college, that's the last time they're ever going to play football. Where we are here to let them know, that's not the case. And same thing in colleges, where we try to reach out to colleges, let the coaches know, hey, there's another outlet if these players want to play a game that they love, and it's still out there. And that's kind of what we want to do, is just keep bringing that that ability to still play the game. Probably, in my opinion, the greatest game ever invented. I love this game. It's you got to have a passion for it,
I think also a great recruiting tool for the team this year will be having the home games televised. And we're working with a 4 Deep Sports Talk. A little promotion there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Sneaking that right in there.
Yep.
I
Love
like
it.
that. I like that. Casey, I know you had a question.
So, Coach, my question is, what advice can you give to the younger players that want to play for this team someday, or maybe want to play in the NFL?
The biggest thing is work hard. I always tell people you can't sit on your butt and slide uphill. So you have to actually work to get up that hill. You can't just expect to get there. It's all about working hard, and no matter what you do in life, I think just that work ethic is something that can't be replaced. And if you have a vision, just keep going, keep trying, and there's good things. And if you keep working hard, positive things are going to happen. If you don't hit the NFL, maybe you go into a CFL or a Arena League or even Europe. If you're not that good, then you would know what you need to work on. But
We'll take you, though.
Just keep working hard. We'll take you. You're not good, we'll still take you.
All right, so Coach, real quick, we got another call coming in. Give me just a second. Give me 1 second. Oh, did I drop the call? Oh, boy, did I drop Coach? Boy. Hello, caller.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, well, who's calling? Who's calling?
My name's David Bonilla.
What's going on? You got a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what time the game was tonight.
Absolutely.
So
So
going to have live coverage.
Yep, so the game is going to be at 7 p.m. at Marshfield High School. I hope you can come. And we'll be broadcasting the game on Marshfield Community Television. And then later on, it'll be on our YouTube channel, which is, you can find us at Marshfield Hurricanes on YouTube.
Okay. What is there anything special going on tonight, or?
No, we're not running any.
Matchup look like?
Yeah, no promotions tonight. We ran the Boys and Girls Club promotion last week, where we gave $2 of every ticket to the Boys and Girls Club, and we did a field goal contest at halftime. So we're taking it easy this week, but we'll be back at it for our next home game, which will be July 20th against the Boston Panthers.
All right, you have any other questions? Oops, sorry.
Who are you guys facing tonight?
Tonight we are going to play the Mass Phoenix. It's going to be a very good game. It's a battle of the unbeaten, and anyone who comes is definitely in for a treat.
Oh, really?
Yep, yes, sir.
Okay. Are you guys on the coaching staff, or how are you guys affiliated with the team?
I am the general manager of the team, and I'm sitting next to Connor McDermott. He's number 44 on the team, and he is one of the great linebackers on the team.
Okay. What position is what exact linebacker?
I am an outside linebacker. But majority of our linebackers, though, on the team, we actually can, we go from outside, then we can also play inside. So we're trying to be more versatile on the linebacker spot.
Yeah, I think you guys have a couple linebackers, right? I think it was number 6. Who's he?
That is Joe Amaral Jr. He's a young kid. He actually, I think he's probably 2 years old, 2 years younger than me. He is actually a Marshfield native. He went to Marshfield High. And then he actually, I think, started, I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, Joe, if you're listening, but I think he started like right off when he was like 19 years old, I think.
He also had a huge interception for us last week against Grand State. It was we needed it, so it's great that he was able to get that for us.
And he's just, and Joe's also just a great team leader. Like, even though he's younger than me, I will definitely go into battle with that kid any day of the week. He just knows how to lead a team, knows how to be loud, vocal, and he's definitely one of my go-to guys that if I need someone to talk me up for a game, he's definitely one of those guys.
Do you have another question before we go to break?
Yeah, how do you think you guys will stack up against the Phoenix today?
It's going to be a great game. It's going to come down to the wire. This isn't a team that we have to take them seriously. If we don't, they'll come in and they'll beat us. So we're going to take this very seriously today.
And especially where they've honestly, they've come into Marshfield. They've never won in Marshfield. So we want to kind of keep it that way.
Yeah, I hear that. And then I see on the schedule you guys face them back-to-back, right?
Yep. So tonight we'll play them at 7 p.m. and then we'll go to Leominster to face them July 13th at Doyle Fields. That will be another great game, so back-to-back. So get to see a lot of them real soon.
Nice. All right, well, I guess I'll see you guys on the field at 7.
Awesome. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling.
26 from the last Phoenix.
Okay.
Awesome. 1 second. All right, and we are going to step away real quick. We are listening to 40 Sports Talk right here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Deep Sports Talk production is brought to you in part by Mediterranean Bar and Grill of Taunton. Visit them at medbarandgrill.com. By Soares Pumping, simply the best at what they do. Visit them at soarespumping.com. And by Physical Therapy U. Visit them at ptuclinic.com.
Need your business to reach your target audience? Let us help you get back into the game.
We do college recruiting CDs covering Little League Baseball and high school sporting events. We get it done right.
The game. The Trojans 60.
Xavier 1-3 for bowling. Hits. Shoot, scores! McCormick scores again on the rebound.
Hey everyone, welcome back to 40 Sports Talk here at the news station, 1320 AM WARA. We are with Sean McDermott, the general manager of the Marshfield Hurricanes, and
Sean Blanchard.
Oh.
Sean Blanchard. We have Sean Blanchard and Connor.
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
No worries about it.
It's okay. And I believe we still have the coach on the line. Sorry, coach, if this is you, if we hung up on you.
Yeah, I'm still on.
All right, thank goodness. All right.
He's
Sorry.
back.
Sorry. Bear with me. It's a new system over here. But Casey, you did have a question.
Who's your favorite NFL players and why?
I'll go first. Obviously, being from Massachusetts, we all grew up Pats fans. If you didn't, shame on you. My favorite, I was always a receiver, so my favorite was Deion Branch growing up, and he's still one of my favorites. So,
I have a few. I mean, like Sean said, growing up, and all that, but I have to give it to definitely one of my all-time favorite players is probably Drew Bledsoe, and my current player for them is definitely Julian Edelman because he's one of the short guys.
What about you, Coach?
So growing up, I always loved Barry Sanders because he was just amazing. All you young guys probably don't remember who he was. He was absolutely amazing. And one fun fact about him is he never celebrated after a touchdown, never spiked the ball, never did a dance. He was just all professional and ready to play. And you got to love what Tom Brady does. He's just someone who's a total team player, total team mentality. You got to love that out of any player. He's the leader that every coach wishes they had.
Now, who does Tom Brady play for?
So kind of put it this way, like the reason you can't, like, if you look at him, like Barry Sanders, he was a class act when he scored a touchdown. He didn't have to celebrate. He's been there. He knows how it feels.
He does his job.
Exactly. Just kind of want to go over, so going from the other caller, like if you want to just elaborate on where the game is tonight, what time, just go over that.
So tonight, 7 p.m. at Marshfield High School. Battle of the Unbeaten against Mass Phoenix. 7 p.m. once again. I just want to reiterate that. It's going to be right there. It should be clearing up. I know there's some weather, might rain a little bit, but we'll be good by start of the game. So hope everyone can come.
Whoever's phone's vibrating.
It's not
I'm coming
mine.
after him. Excuse me, I got to take this call.
It was me. I'm innocent.
No, so, Coach, just want to ask you one more thing before we have to let you go. What do you look for in a player?
I like to have players who have leadership abilities, players that have good work ethics, and that will. I feel like a player that's a coachable player is good for culture, where players that aren't as coachable and I think it's bad for the team. So I'm looking for more team guys, and I think building around players with a team mentality is a lot better than building around athletes that are selfish. And I think we're very, very lucky this year with the guys we have. Not only are they team players, but they're really, really good athletes, and they're kind of like the best of both worlds right now. So I've been lucky to have these guys on this team, and I'm very, very thankful for the way that the guys are and they play for each other, and that's what I'm kind of looking for. So that's how you win championship games, and getting people playing for each other is how you put together a winning team, opposed to people playing for themselves. I think that goes in any level too, where you look at the a lot of the NFL teams, that the Patriots are not the best talented team, in my opinion, but they have players that want to play for each other. And I think you look at other players, I don't want to call anybody out, but a guy like maybe like Odell Beckham Jr., who's more of a selfish guy, and what I've been taking, I don't know him personally, so I hope that's not an insult to him, but it seems that he's more of like the me guy that wants to just get the ball thrown to me, and it doesn't look like he's and like his team. Those are the reports I've heard about him, and he's never really done anything really great because of that. I think if you have a lot of players like that, I think it's gonna be harder to win, because you're trying to make that one person happy, where you don't have to worry about keeping somebody happy, and you can just coach to win a football game. It's a lot easier to be around that kind of team.
Coach, do you think that's a lot of ego-driven too?
Yeah, it could be. I think a lot of that is ego-driven.
It's got to be team first, not me first.
Absolutely.
Connor, I know you wanted to add something in there.
Yeah, well, just going on like what Coach said, like how he wants guys who are leaders, and just to point out that guys who we play with, you don't have to be like a leader, not a leader. You don't have to be a captain to be a leader, and that is absolutely these guys. There's certain guys that aren't captains, but I definitely will sit there, and if I have questions and all that, I definitely go to them, and they're definitely one of those guys. One guy that is absolutely, he's not a captain, but he's definitely a team guy, and he's definitely there for the team, is Jay Gracia. He's number 2. He's one of our safeties that we have. One of our older guys, but he's not a captain, but he'll sit there. If you want someone to talk to on that sideline and you want to sit there, and he'll talk you up and let you understand stuff. He's a very I know some people he can be very timid going up to talk to him, but he's just one of those guys that he's definitely a smash mouth football player, and he just sits there, but he will sit there, talk to guys, and let guys hey, listen, this is where you need to be, don't worry, we know you're gonna get it, but you just have to be there. And I just want to keep going over, I can't stress it enough, that you don't have to be a captain to be a leader on this team, because we're all leaders basically.
Coach,
That's a good point.
I just. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, Coach, you were actually speaking first. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying to kind of go a little bit more what Connor's saying is there's a lot of guys that they don't need to have a title to be a leader, and that's the stuff like Jay Garcia, perfect example. He's actually, Connor must have not read the message boards this morning, but he's actually going to be a game day captain for us today, just because of everything he's done as a player, and he gets noticed, and they definitely get noticed on the coaching end.
I read it, Coach. I just didn't want to throw it out there. Just wanted to
top secret stuff.
Just wanted to prove my point.
Top secret, hush, hush. Hey, Coach, just want to say thank you on behalf of the rest of us here at 40 Sports Talk. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Thanks for having us, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.
So, Sean, what is the age group? I know this is semi-football, semi-pro.
Yes. Once again, it varies. We have guys young as 20 all the way up to 45.
Really?
I won't get into names, but there was someone who was 43 years old on the team. He was ecstatic when someone who was 45 joined the team because now he wasn't the grandfather anymore.
And just going off of Motron, so I played for the South Shore Chiefs before I came here. And we were up in Maine, like in Belfast, Maine, like almost near the Canadian border. And I was sitting there talking to a guy, and I just was like, realized that he's like old. And I asked him, I go, how old are you? What are you, like 55? And he told me, he goes, no, I'm 60 years old. So there are guys who are like 60 years old that are playing, which is insane.
Love of the game.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to just before we let you guys go, thank you so much first for coming on. Really
Thanks
awesome.
for having us.
You guys want to give quick shout outs?
We'll give a quick shout out to the team and everyone. Hopefully we're all ready to play later today. I want to give a shout out to our community partners, the Marshfield Boys and Girls Club, and that's about it for me.
Yeah. Like Sean said, give a shout out to the team. But I definitely want to give like a special shout out to all the first responders out there. Just know that, someone out there loves you. Get home safe.
That's actually an awesome shout out. I just have to add. Guys, again, on behalf of the rest of us here at 40 Sports Talk and Dom Damiano, unfortunately could not be here. We thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully we can have you guys on sometime soon again. But for you viewers at home, that is it for us here. You guys have been listening to 40 Sports Talk right here in the new station, 1320 AM WARA. First off, we want to wish you good luck on the season.
Thank you.
And for the viewers, we will catch you next week. Everybody have a fantastic week and a fantastic 4th of July.
40 Sports Talk production is brought to you in part by Mediterranean Bar and Grill of Taunton. Visit them at medbarandgrill.com. By Soares Pumping. Simply the best at what they do. Visit them at soarespumping.com. And by Physical Therapy U. Visit them at ptuclinic.com.